from the point of view of understanding the current affairs and this WTO always being in news, this topic is very important. Otherwise also you never know that this topic can be asked anytime the question can be asked from this topic, right? So we will discuss uh, about the evolution of WTO, how the WTO got evolved over a period of time. Then we will also discuss about the different principles based upon which this WTO works, and we will also discuss about the different agreements, right? Different agreements of the WTO. So we will try to cover everything which is related to World Trade Organization, both static portion as well as the current affairs portion, right? So first of all, some of the important facts about the historical evolution, right? So this is about the historical evolution. So as I discussed in the chapter of World Bank and IMF, that during the Bretton Woods conference, three organizations were talked about. First was about the financial stability, right? So there were three organizations which were discussed in the Bretton Woods conference. First was IMF, second was World Bank, and third was International Trade Organization, right? The name of the World Bank, it was like basically IBRD, International Bank for Reconstruction and Development. This was ITO, right? Finally, the agreements were signed about IMF and World Bank in this particular conference only, right? And the discussions about the International Trade Organization started here, and we came up with GATT, General Agreement on Trade and Tariff, right? This GATT was converted into WTO later on. So this is the brief overview about historical evolution. Now, please see this. The GATT was signed in 1947, General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade. So this is an agreement. This is not a organization, right? This is an agreement which was signed in 1947 with 23 founding members. The purpose was to establish free and fair international trade among member countries for goods, right? So this was only and only for the goods. It did not include the services, right? So can you see two important things? First, it was about goods only. Second, it was the agreement. It was not in any way, it was not the organization. This was just an agreement. This was just an agreement, right? So during the class, if you face any problem, please message in the chat box, right? Do not say anything. If you want to say anything, then I will give you an opportunity after I discuss the concept, right? So please do not speak. Keep yourself on mute, right? So that is how we will proceed. If you have any doubt, if you want to ask anything, then try to restrict yourself and wait for the concept to end, right? And if you have something urgent, you are not able to hear my voice or something urgent, then you have an option to send a message in the chat box. So this is how we have to proceed in this particular class, right? Okay, Now, what were the basic objectives of GATT? What were the basic objectives of GATT? The basic objectives of GATT were, number one, to promote non-discriminating trade. There should be no discrimination in the trade, right? Because in this world, we have various resources at different places, right? Somewhere we find oil, somewhere we find agricultural products, somewhere we find manufacturing facilities. So the distribution of world resources is very wide. It is very wide, right? So there should be free and fair trade. So can you see this screen with the GATT? Is it visible to you or not? Yes or no, please say. Is this PPT of GATT is visible to you or not?
No, sir.
It is
No,
not
sir.
visible. Okay, okay. Okay, so I was basically discussing about this. Sorry for the inconvenience, right? So here you can see General Agreement on the Tariffs and Trade. It was signed in 1947 with 23 founding members to establish free and fair international trade regime among member countries for goods, right? So it was for goods only. It was to establish free and fair international trade. The basic objective was to promote non-discriminating trade and to eliminate both tariff and non-tariff trade barriers. What is the meaning of tariff trade barriers? Means imposing some taxes on the import or export. तो जो export duty होती है या import duty होती है उसको हम बोलते हैं tariff barrier, right? So it also includes anti-dumping duty, safeguard duty, right? Countervailing duty. All of these things we already discussed previously, right? Non-tariff barriers, non-tariff trade barriers. Non-tariff trade barriers can be in the form of quota. Quota means the country is levying the upper limit, maximum limit upon the export. तो country ने एक upper limit लगा दी है कि आप इतना export कर सकते हो या इतना import कर सकते हो. So it can be in the form of quota or it can be in the form of some sanitary measures that if food item has to be imported, the quality of food standard should be minimum of this standard, right? So in this way there can be restriction on different trade transactions. So that is a non-tariff trade barrier, right? 3, to remove trade disputes through consultations, right? So we were in the era of Second World War. There were a lot of disputes, including the trade disputes. So the effort was made with the help of this agreement that all the trade disputes among the countries, they should be resolved with the help of the consultation with each other, right? By 1993, 123 countries, they joined GATT. The members of GATT used to control 90% of the world trade. That means majority of the countries who were actively trading with other countries, they joined this grouping, right? However, there was some problem with the GATT. The first problem was it did not include services. The world was moving largely towards the services, but this did not include the services. Secondly, it did not include intellectual property rights. We were moving in the direction of research and development. We were talking about giving rights to the patent, copyright, trade secret, uh, industrial designs, etc. But in the GATT, there was no such protection. And further, there was no institutional structure in the GATT, right? This was just an agreement. This was not an organization. Under the GATT, the negotiations were going on among the members in the form of trade rounds, and they were very, very irregular. They were not regular. These trade negotiations were going on, and the eighth and the last round of this negotiation, which was called Uruguay round. In this Uruguay round, which was held for a long period of more than 8 years from 1986 to 1994, Marrakesh agreement was signed. The Marrakesh agreement was signed. In this Marrakesh agreement, the foundation of WTO was laid down. So as per this Marrakesh treaty, as per this Marrakesh agreement, the WTO was set up. Right? The WTO was set up. Now, some of the important facts about WTO. These are the important facts about the WTO. Right? So what are the important facts?